It's another Brink video blog from downtown Tucson.
Okay, so it's been rumbling around the internet that Facebook is going to add a dislike button. This is something we've heard a bunch, and then it seemed to ramp up recently, and it caused this opportunity for scammers who are targeting people saying, add the dislike button, click on this link. And people are doing it because they want to be mean so badly on the internet. But what Facebook did add is these little emojis next to the like button, which is like the thumbs up, that allow you to say like you love something, or haha, or wow, sad, or angry, but not that you dislike something.
Is that only on web-based Facebook, or is it on the apps and stuff too?
I mean, I haven't seen it rolled out yet, but that doesn't mean that it's
either.
not like slowly rolling out, and I don't know where it will be. But it's
Oh, it's
not
not rolled out yet.
These little emoji things. So Facebook's not adding a dislike button.
Right.
That's a myth.
But the other ones.
But the
are
other ones, they
slowly.
announced that they're,
There's going to be an angry button.
yeah.
Sad.
Well, what does that mean? Like,
Well,
what
when
way would you
people
use that?
dislike stuff, they're usually angry. So I think that makes sense.
Right, or I think
Yeah,
people were
there's
concerned, like, you
that.
would want to show some kind of, like if you find an article interesting, you might not want to say you like it. Like, if someone says, like, oh, this horrible
Yeah,
thing just
people
happened.
have a big thing about them. I always just like stuff if I want it to be visible. So even if
Right.
it's like someone died, I'm like,
Right.
oh, I'm sorry, but I'll like it, so it like gets higher in the ranking. But
That's
Who made the dislike button? Hackers?
Well, it doesn't exist. It's just
Right.
like a way to
People-
target people so
Right.
that you can get all their Facebook information. So like,
yeah, it probably looks like Facebook when you go to it.
yes. So it's like, give me access to all your contacts and like all these things.
We need your credit card number.
But wait,
before-
it looks like Facebook, or it's a Facebook post that looks like
It's
it
a
should-
Facebook post that you click on,
That-
and then it
that
like
says-
like allow us to have access to your Facebook follower
Oh, right.
information and all your contacts and like all this
Oh.
stuff.
Right, and then you-
It's a
within the
phishing
Facebook-
scheme.
Right, and then you can have a dislike button.
And then you can have a dislike button.
Yeah, and everybody
Well,
went for it
install it
because
on
so,
your Facebook.
right, because so many people want a dislike button. Yeah.
Right, and it's exclusive. It's like an invite-only thing. Like, but if you Google something about like Facebook dislike button, one of the first articles is like someone saying like, "Look, I got you. Like, it's so easy. Like, these scammers are doing this thing on Facebook," which I thought was funny.
dislike.
You think that
Yeah.
some government did that? Doesn't like Facebook?
North Korea.
Ah. I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do with that information once they have it. But I just think
yeah.
it's funny that like people want to dislike things on the internet so badly that they're
Right.
putting themselves at risk.
Yeah, well, that's the internet from day one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, brings out the meanness in people.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's this People app, which is called the Yelp for People, and it will allow you to like review people that you know. So it doesn't exist yet, and the creators say that it will be positive, right? But I mean, we can see how this could go horribly wrong. There are a few things. They're saying like you have to opt in to be a part of it. We won't show negative posts until you become a part of the service. You can leave at any time.
So you can post about anybody,
Yes,
theoretically.
yes.
Does-
And why do the creators say it's a positive thing?
Because they think that you're going to go on there and say
Compliment
nice
people?
things about people, but I just don't imagine that's how it's going to work.
That's not going to happen. Have they launched it yet?
No. So a bunch of like people obviously don't like the idea of this, including celebrity Chrissy Teigen, who's like a model. She gets a lot of hate on the internet, but she's like, I'm a public figure. Like that's part of what comes with like my job. But for all people to be like subjected to this, like as if like there isn't already enough like negativity on the internet.
Or there's
Now you're
things
gonna
like
do this?
Tinder, which is like, you know, people judging people in some cursory manner, but it's not like kept in like.
But can you imagine
So wait,
if you
so
commented?
the supermodel is saying, "Don't judge me. I'm just
no,
a
no, no.
supermodel."
She's saying this is a horrible idea.
Uh-huh.
I
I know
signed
what it's
up for
like.
this. Yeah, I know what it's like. I
Most
signed up
likely.
for this as a public person, but like for every person to be being reviewed in this way, it's gonna be
Do
horrendous.
people leave like anonymous comments? I wonder like how it actually looks. Is there, like, a rating?
I don't even think they know yet. So it's this woman started it, and then I think she says she's hiring now. So she's proceeding with this idea.
Do you think it's one of those things where their whole thing is to hold people's persona hostage until someone pays to have it. Like,
Dude. Yeah.
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 Well, yeah. But you know, it's kind of people aside, when you get angry at like an institution or your doctor's office. I couldn't get through to my doctor's office the other day. And I spent like an hour on hold. And I got so pissed, I went to the Facebook page and said, this is fucked up. I can't get through to you on the phone. You know, so
But
there's
they
got to
would
be
have
some
an
outlet.
opportunity, right, to like respond to you. And you're not saying like, but what if you like knew the
I'm
receptionist?
saying, what if I had a real problem? Right, yeah, if I knew the receptionist,
and you went and
I would
reviewed
have called
her,
her
on
out. I would have
People
called her out
and
'cause
said
she
you're
was
like a crazy,
not answering the
horrible
phone.
person.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't have the opportunity to do that, I would argue. Like an institution can take it, but an individual person, it seems like a lot. Right. So, like, I don't think it's possible that this will be positive, but like, do you think it's because people are meaner on the internet or meaner because of the internet?
People are meaner because of the internet. I agree with that statement.
Do you think that it's like an outlet for people and they maybe...
It's just allowed people to bring out their inner meanness. And, you know, at first there was a lot of anonymous stuff. I mean, there still is. But, you know, I remember when the early days of Brink, when we were basically a e-zine, you know, we had to shut it down after a certain point because people were such bastards. It was, yeah. I mean, you know, the conversations and things got so personal and pointed, and you know, yeah, it was bad.
People do take it to like a strangely personal place on the internet, even when talking about things that have nothing to do with themselves. So that's why it's like, when you start talking about people as individuals, like it's gotta be like amplified 10 times worse, or maybe it will have the reverse effect. Because like, have you seen comments of like, it'll be like a post about some celebrity and people will start being like, well, you're like this and you're like that, and they don't even know each
What
other.
about that
I mean,
baby?
yeah, not
Oh
only
my
has
God.
the internet made people meaner, but what's up, like, with mean people? I mean, what, you know, the guy, the AIDS drug guy, I mean, it's almost like to be mean is now like an accepted way of being.
Oh, because of the
Yeah.
internet?
Yeah.
Is that
Because-
an American thing?
Yeah, it's like,
It's a worldwide
You know,
meme phenomenon.
he's a good guy, he's a bastard, but both exist here in America, you know, like,
It's the mean meme. It's multiplying.
yeah, the mean meme.
Well, there was
Exactly.
my favorite thing. My favorite example of this, because it's so horrible and ridiculous, is Kim Kardashian posted a photo of like her child, and someone said, "What a bitch," on a photo of Kim Kardashian's child.
That was me.
And I was like, who calls a baby a bitch? Like that's like beyond. Like you can call Kim Kardashian a bitch. Like she's a celebrity, she can take it, maybe. But like to call a child a bitch on the internet, it's like, wow, we've really like crossed over where like
Right,
nothing
and then
matters.
that becomes accepted, and then the next day
Yeah.
you're calling your neighbor a bitch. I mean,
I would say as long as you're saying calling your neighbor a bitch to her face and telling her why, like that's better.
Yeah. I once commented, I thought anonymously, on a Tucson Weekly article, and I forgot that my Facebook was connected to it. And it popped up with,
busted.
yeah. And then the guy who wrote the article wrote a follow-up article, and he mentioned how offended he was by my comment.
Oh,
Oh,
awesome.
man.
Who was
Yeah.
it? Who wrote the article?
It was Dan. It was like the Keep Tucson Shitty article.
Oh, that was a
And I wrote, if I worked at a restaurant, I'd put poop in his burger or something.
So you're
I thought
a
it would be
mean guy.
anonymous. I
That's
thought it'd be-
really fucking offensive. You got meaner on the internet.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then I was horrified to see my name pop up with it. I thought it was
Mhm.
not going to happen.
Right.
Yeah, I think another
Wow.
example of this is this. So this Rip-Off Report website started as a way to like deal with like getting screwed over by people, but then now because they don't take anything off of it, it's like you can ruin someone else's business in like one fell swoop because they have amazing SEO.
Yeah.
So it's like you could be mean for a moment, you post that, you ruin that person's business forever. And I would argue like you're not gonna go, like you probably would be much less likely to like go around and tell people how horrible that business is face to face than you would be like just one review and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And somehow we've given everybody license, like this guy here, to write I'll poop in your burger. You know, like,
Well, you know.
I don't know. I don't know what that says. Actually, what it is it gives people it licenses immaturity to like a tremendous degree, and we don't check ourselves in the same way because it's like an electronic thing that we're dealing with, and it's like, you know, some weird network out there. We don't have to think about it.
I think it's also really immediate. Someone can just have a thought and.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
quick and you don't have to look at their face.
Yeah.
Or if you need to wait around.
And really, if we had like, you know, the morality our parents were supposed to teach us, we'd check ourselves. But
Yeah.
all
Or
right.
we're all just nostalgic for a simpler time.
I don't know about that.
All right,
Possibly.
let's do picks.
Oh.
Some positivity.
I saw a really great art show in Montreal, where I was last week for a wedding. It was a Rodin retrospective of a lot of his work. Really interesting if you've ever studied sculpture, and highly recommend it if you're in Montreal.
I want to recommend that people not go see Goodnight Mommy. I read it was a really good horror movie, and it was just kind of torture porn and boring at that. Also, that guy's name was Henry Barajas or Dave Mendez. I'm sorry, it's Dave Mendez. So sorry, Dave Mendez, for commenting on your thing.
I last night saw this documentary, Hacker Wars, and I don't know much about hacktivism. I mean, I know what Anonymous is, but it was like a pretty interesting documentary following these dudes and what they were doing.
You know what or who Anonymous is?
Oh gosh.
Okay, sorry.
But it does, like, I didn't realize how fucked up like the FBI was, their role and all that shit. And now I do, and it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, we could work for the FBI if we wanted to.
Ah.
Well,
Well, let's not hack any websites with the FBI on our side.
That's right.
All right, see you next week.
That's right.
hack the plane.
Ciao.